Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be taking a look at the top 5 orcs in Smash Ultimate right now, and if you've been watching the channel for a while you know we've already covered this topic, but one, that video got outdated like the day after it released because half the players I mentioned on the free agent team got picked up, and two, my audience has grown a considerable amount, so I want to revisit this topic. I think it is super cool, and for this video free agents will be considered just number 6 spot, even though there's a bunch of amazing ones right now, like just Mutace is a free agent right now, just to name one off the top of my head. We do have 5 full orcs that I'm confident to say are the best in the world, and let me know what you guys think down below if you think the order should be different, if there's an orc that I left out, but we are going to be starting with Paragon. Paragon's main 3 is Sen, Myron, Kurama, because also the main rules for this is your orc has to have at least 3 players, and we're going to be looking at the top 3 players, so like you're not going to see T1, FaZe, TSM on this list, because they only have 1 player. I guess TSM technically has 2, but they only have 1 player, so we're not going to be considering them because it's just a normal ranking. And the first one is, like I said, Paragon with Kurama, Sen, and Myron, and I know Kurama is looking to join another org right now, but he is still under Paragon, so unless he changes tomorrow, which would make this video obsolete again, which would be very funny, so hopefully he does. For now, Paragon has that solid 3, and they have been doing incredibly well, especially Kurama. I mean, he's just had 2 of the best runs he's ever had, on top of doing incredibly consistent before that, which I feel like, again, a lot of people are not giving him the credit for. Like, 13th at Double Down's amazing, 7th at Riptide's amazing, 5th at Crown is amazing. Like, he's been doing incredibly well before these runs, but then these runs like this and Ludwig's are just absolutely exceptional. Like, this is, like, unreal. I've made like 30 videos about Kurama. We won't spend as much time on him, but he is like 100% the strongest player on Paragon right now. But we also have Sen and Myron, who are still incredibly strong players. I think Sen has had a rough past couple of tournaments, but no, 17th at Port Priority is actually still pretty good, losing to Shuton H4. The H4 upset is a bit of a big one. Back in Blood, though, he gets 5th place there, which is pretty good, beating Frog. Going to Laos Tech City, he gets 5th place there, beating Kirby Kid, Esam, Wadi, Yanni. Like, that's an absolutely incredible run. Wave Dash, he won the whole thing, beating Nico, Apollo Kage, Andric, Big Boss, like AC, like so many amazing players. SmashCon 65th is actually pretty good for SmashCon, beating Forbes and Demon. Rising Ride 13th, beating Myron, his fellow man. Ronnie Chu, 1 crit man, like Riptide, he gets 9th, beating Atada, Lima, HDK, Fast. Like, he is such an unreal player, so consistent. Definitely in contention for best nest in the world right now. And someone that is probably the best Olimar in the world right now, solo Olimar at least, because, like, Shuton basically doesn't play the character anymore, and neither does Dabuz. It feels like they both are just like, they're the Olimar guys that don't play Olimar, but Myron is like the Olimar guy that plays Olimar. Like, MFA and Army are more in contention for best Olimar than Dabuz Myron are right now, or Dabuz Shuton are right now. But Myron is absolutely incredible, even though he did have a rough showing at his last 2 tournaments, Ludwig and Smash Invitational, or Smash Summit, rather. He had a really good run at Genesis. That's the one that is fresh on my mind still, because it was just absolutely unreal. We saw what he could do there. I don't know why I haven't turned this up to 200. That would make it much quicker. But Genesis, he gets 5th place there, only losing to Zomba and Light, and he beat, on the process there, I'm going all the way back, Anathema, AC, Teaser, Icon, and Mars, all incredible wins. 7th at CEO, beating Zenodo, Javi on Earth, Kirby Kid, Z, and BR1 AV, or just Brave. I think that's how you say it. I just wanted to make sure that you knew who it was. And then Poundy gets 13th, beating Ned, Capitan Cito, Dark Blues, losing to the Buzz Sonics, Momocon 13th, beating Vendetta, Apollo Kage. 25th at CEO is pretty good. 65th at SmashCon. Again, it's SmashCon, so it is very good. And 17th at Rising Grind. Sorry for the ad that's coming up. But these are all incredible placements. He has been having a little bit more of a rough couple months, like, as of late, but, like, again, like, Momocon was only in May, which, like, isn't that long ago. It's, like, it's 5 months, but in retrospect, it's too much time. He has so much potential. I mean, I think he is ranked 11th on the first PGR. It was 11th or 12th, which is crazy, and I know he can hit that high again. Paragon is looking incredibly strong right now, and honestly, the only reason they're not higher is because the next team on this list, it has more potential, at least in my opinion, throughout more of their players, and I guess let's just get right onto them. Now, that number 4 team is going to be the content squad of Panda. They have Esam, Mars, and Wadi, all incredible players in their own respective rights. And they're also, in my opinion, the most, like, slingshot org. And what I mean by slingshot is they could either all do incredible or all do bad, which is why it makes them really hard to rank. Because they all have incredible highs. Esam and Mars both winning majors, Wadi with multiple top 8s, and he's probably been the most consistent, honestly, out of the players recently. At least it just feels like it, even though he did just have a bad performance at Let's Make Moves Miami, unfortunately. But he has, let me turn this to offline only. He has a 49th at Let's Make Moves Miami, like I just mentioned, not great. But then he has 13th at Big House, really good. 13th at Lost Tech City, really good. 17th at Riptide, 25th at SmashCon. Like, he is just so consistent. Double top 8s at Smash Factor CEO, and a third at Combo Breaker. Like, Wadi has incredible highs. And I don't know if Wadi's going through a character crisis. I don't know if he's just, like, playing every character in the game. I don't know if he's never even found his main. But when Wadi lands on a character, he is going to be so scary. Like, insanely scary. I think the best I've ever seen Wadi play was probably at his CEO run. He just looked really strong there. I mean, the Smash Factory looked really good as well, but the wins over Jake, Sean, Jazzo, like Epic Gabriel, and then losing to Tweak Sonics, not bad losses at all. He just looked really strong at CEO, and I believe that was mainly Rob and Mewtwo. I could be misremembering. Maybe he had the Ices at that time, but Wadi has been playing Rob, Ices, Mewtwo, Samus a bit. I think he's maining Sora right now. I don't know. I think he is at DreamHack, so it's going to be interesting to see how he does with Sora. But he can play like basically any character at a very top level, which basically just means, hey, your fundies are good, and when your fundies are good, and he gets that character because he's going to land on it again. Maybe it's the Rob, maybe it's the Sora, who knows? Wadi is going to be in those top 8s consistently. He is such a threat, and he could honestly beat anyone. I'm pretty sure he's one of the only people that has a winning record on Spargo, but I also think they've only played once. No, he's 2-0 on Spargo. But this was CEO before, but 2-0 on 1-0 in New Spargo, so Wadi is just, he is absolutely unreal, and he just plays so many characters at the top level. It's really impressive. Speaking of someone that plays many characters at a top level, we have Mars, who is mainly Zero Suit, but also that Joker. The Joker, to me especially, is very, very interesting because it's actually pretty good. I feel like people are mad underrating it. But he had an underperformance at Ludwig Invitational, unfortunately. 9th at Big House, which is really good, beating Meister, who is someone that he usually beats because, one, it's like not a great matchup, but two, Mars is like incredible at it, and then also beating Slime and RJ, who are very good players, losing to Budace and Dark Wizzy, not terrible, and then he just won a major, Lost Tech City, beating Meister, Lima, Zamba, Esam, Hungrybox, and Giddy. Hungrybox, of course, being the hardest win on there, and like he brought up the Steve too. Like Hungrybox was trying to kill the game in that set, but Mars did not let him save the game. 9th at Shine as well, beating Sharp, Black Twins, Nuggets, losing to Syrup and Axiom. SmashCon, 65th. At SmashCon, someone had underperformed, but like a 65th isn't terrible. He did get a win on Forbes as well. Double Down, 33rd. Same thing. Got a Kurama win as well, though, which is like, his Kurama stocks are rising. And then at CEO, he beat MVD, Aaron, Peebnut, Quandale, John P. or Jean P? I always say that wrong and I don't remember. Please correct me. But then he lost to Sean at the Buzz, which is not terrible. The Sean run isn't great, but Sean's one of those players where it's like it doesn't look great on a ranking, but like everyone knows he's amazing. And then Givitational, he beat Loaf, Light, and Chase, which is an incredible repertoire of wins, only losing to Osimo, Cola, and Light, or Acola and Light. Like Mars is incredible, and he also not arguably, he does have the highest highs of this list. Like we saw his Genesis run like way back, but like I know he can do that again, even with Nerf Zero Suit. It's going to be tough, but it's like Mars is such an amazing player, such high highs. The way he spaces around people is just absolutely incredible. But again, he's a little bit swingy. Like he has his performance at Ludwig's after getting 9th and 1st at Lost Tech City and Big House, respectively. Like it just shows it's very hard to be consistent with Zero Suit, and just as a player, the way he plays the game is like he has to be spacing so well, so perfectly. And if he's not placing every single move like to like a 90 percentile good, he is just going to get just messed up, and that's why it makes it very hard to be consistent. And speaking of someone else, Esam, if you've watched Smash, you know that the hardest fan to be is an Esam fan, because he can beat anyone and lose to anyone. That definition, or that ideology, whatever you call it, that phrase, was made for Esam, because he has 17th at Big House, 9th at Lost Tech, 7th at Shine, 9th at Battle BC, hasn't been doing amazing recently at Majors, 9th at Common Breaker, 25th at Genesis, not bad, 7th at CEO, pretty good actually, getting a top 8 there, being Sonics and Goblin, 13th at Main Stage, again, not bad, beating Kurama, stocks are going up, even though this is getting to a while ago now, but then he has this first economic code, and this is a bit ago. But I just want to showcase the potential, because he beats Leo twice, beats Cola, beats Light, beats Bonk, beats Pink Cage, beats Player 4. These are the runs that Esam can have at any moment. And also, two new interesting things about him, or something that like gives me a lot of faith for him in the future. One is Box. I mean, Box Pikachu is cheating. That thing is insane. And also, I just think Box is like a better controller, not objectively, but like you just have so much more potential with it. And he has picked up a secondary Mii Brawler. Now, Pikachu is not a character that you need a secondary for. A lot of characters in Ultimate, you don't need secondaries, but having a secondary will almost always help you, and I think the fact that Esam picked one up is super smart. And his brawler is phenomenal as well. I have like a ton of faith in it. You can see it's already his second most played, even though it's only 10 times. So he is a Pikachu guy, but the brawler is something that I have a lot of faith in. I think it is absolutely unreal. And though he can lose to anyone and beat anyone, that's going to mean that some tournaments you do amazing, and some tournaments you don't. Like, Esam could win anything, lose anything. Same with Mars, honestly. Same with Wadi. They are by far the most swingy org on this list, which is the only reason they're not higher. But, like, if it's all these guys playing at their peak, they might honestly be the best org. Because, like, Panda, when they are just playing well, is unreal. Now this is where it gets kind of crazy. We have Team Liquid in third with Riddles, DeBuzz, and Atourier. And then before I get into this, I want to give shoutouts to Hungrybox because he's actually been doing incredibly well recently. And Bobby Wasabi on Panda because he has been like farming. Like Bobby is actually like insane, so just thought I should give them mentions as the fourth man. But Team Liquid is Riddles, DeBuzz, and Atourier. Obviously, I think most people know Riddles and DeBuzz. Maybe not as much Atourier because he hasn't been playing as much Ultimate, but he is still absolutely incredible. He has 13th at Suma and Batos, 13th at Maysuma. I think he had a pretty good run recently. Yeah, 7th at this Maysuma, getting wins on Gact, now Alice, and like a ton of amazing players. He is just absolutely unreal. He's playing mainly Wolf now, I think, though he probably still does have that Pocket PT. And then DeBuzz and Riddles are people we probably don't need to go into as much detail with, but they are just absolutely unreal. Riddles is like definitely a top 10 player. DeBuzz is in contention for top 10. Riddles just coming off that win at Big House as well, and a 9th or a 4th rather at Let's Make Moves Miami, and a 9th at Ludwig's, which again, Ludwig's, it's not that bad. Getting wins on Meister, Zomba, and Lima for getting 9th is like not too terrible. Then Big House, he beat Light, Onin, Light again, Tweak, Dark Wizzy, Enhanced PV, like so many amazing players. Summit, he beat Leo, Gluto, T3 Dom, Cola. Like Riddles just gets insane wins. He is absolutely unreal right now. Definitely at the top of his game. He's been pushing the meta with Kazi and Terry like super far. Watching his play is very interesting. I imagine he's going to do well this weekend. Like, Riddles is just absolutely unreal. Speaking of someone else who's going to do good this weekend, it's DeBuzz, the people's champ. He is so good, Mr. Consistency, and he's going to get the win. Mark my words. Ludwig Invitational gets 13th there, which is, again, Ludwig's not that bad, beating Mars, Kurama, and Cosmos. Again, that Kurama win, the stocks are going up. 9th at Summit, beating Jazzo, Aquila, come on, and Myron. Smash Cotty beat Riddles, Regolo, Puppe, Aaron, Raflo, Omart, and Blasted DD, I think that's how you say it. Smash Virtue gets second, beating Sonics, Gluto, Skyj, Fatality, Jazzer, Mao, only losing to Leo twice. Like, he is the king of consistency, and then this run at Double Down just kind of encapsulates it. He loses to Frog. King of consistency, is he going to get upset? Nope, he beats Ryguy, Polar, Teaser, Cryo, Omart again, Chegg, Ned, Kurama. Stocks are going up. Sonics, Jackal, Ken before losing to T. DeBuzz is unreal. Both Riddles and DeBuzz are so consistent, and the Atourier is like this wild card in Japan. Team Liquid is just such a strong org, and it's crazy that they're only the third org. But the top two are just a little more insane. Now, DeBuzz may be the people's champ, but the people's org is for sure Moist Esports with Cola, Light, Aaron, and Goblin. I had to choose 3, so unfortunately I chose Aaron over Goblin. No disrespect to Goblin, just Aaron has been doing absolutely unreal recently, with 17th at Let's Make Moves Miami, 17th at Big House, winning PAX West over Aaron, that's him, over Cola, Light, and Wadi, defeating his Moist brother in, 13th at SmashCon, 17th at Double Down, 7th at Gommel, CEO, he gets 9th, and 9th at Genesis. If Aaron doesn't scream consistency, I don't know what does. He is so amazing, and the only thing maybe holding him back is like he doesn't have as high of a high as the other two players, Light and Cola, on the team. But I mean, he does have that high at PAX West. He just doesn't get it as consistently. I imagine we're going to see more top 8s from Aaron anytime in the future. Like, he is in that Panda Cup spot because of that PAX West win, so maybe we see him there. And also Light is, and I probably, if someone's going to get it through LCQ, Cola does have a pretty good shot because he is just absolutely amazing. He might get him through Voden as well, so we might have all 3 Moist Boys at the Panda Cup. That's going to be sick, even if it is just Aaron and Light, because they are both unreal. And I guess we transition into Light. You guys know Light. He's top 3 in the world. 13th at Ludwig Invitational is the only time he's missed a top 8 since, I think, Glitch. And the only time he's missed like a top 4 since, like, I think Collision. Maybe he got 5th at Collision, actually. Hold on. Don't fact check me. I'll fact check myself. He got 5th at Collision. Okay, so the first time he's missed a top 5 since Collision. But he got 4th at Genesis, 3rd at Pound. He won, I think Momocon is the next tournament he went to. He won Momocon, 2nd at Invitational. Like, Light is just so good. You guys know this. 3rd at SmashCon, 2nd at Shine, 3rd at PAX West, 3rd or 2nd at Smash Ultimate, 1st Summit, 1st at Glitch Regen, 2nd at Big House, and then 13th at Ludwig's, where he still got wins on Mutace, MFA, and Siski. Like, Light is just absolutely unreal. 100% the 3rd best player in the world right now. It's going to be really interesting to see how he does at Apex, because usually when Light does bad at a tournament, he comes back fairly strong after that grinding the practice. It seems like it's something that really powers him up, so it's going to be interesting to see the comeback. He's definitely the favorite for it, especially now that I think Tweak has dropped out, so he's not going to be able to carry that momentum. But that's beside the point. Light is unreal. Top 3 in the world. Of course he's on this list. Like, of course his org is. And it's definitely helped by the fact that they also have Cola, who is also in contention for top 10 in the world. I would say, I want to say he's top 10 with his results. Like, 25th at Let's Make Moves Miami is his first bad tournament since, I want to say, Low Tide, where he got 2nd. Since, is it this far back? It looks like Port Priority with his 17th, which isn't that bad. Like, he won CEO, 2nd at Let's Make Big Moves, 1st at Peanut Formal, which was like a smaller tournament, but still had Peanut, Teaser, Sean, Moxie. Like, that's insane. 7th at Glitch Regen, beating Tilde, Vendetta, only losing to Gak and Jake. 7th at Collision, beating Gluto, Goblin, Quandale, Ling, and C. Caleb, only losing to Riddles and then getting upset by Toast. Like, Cola will be prone to upset sometimes, but then he just makes the run anyway. Like the Lost Tech, or not the Lost Tech, the Let's Make Big Moves run, he did it. He did it at Super Smash Con, where he lost to Skyja early, and then beat Icy Miss, Sinji, Puppe, Fatality, Zomba to get top 8, only lose to Leo. 5th at Double Down, same thing, lost to Apollo Kage, but then beat Base Mage, Cosmos, Shootone, Jake. 5th at Gommel, didn't do it there, but he beat Aaron, Icy Miss, Raven King, RJ. Like, he is, like, Momocon, 9th, and then look at all these runs. He loses to Camerific and then just win after win after win. Insane players. Cola is absolutely unreal. He is so hard to stop. One of the quickest players in the world. Like, that's something that Moist is, like, really good at. Because you have Aaron and Goblin, who I would say are pretty slow players, at least relative to Light and Cola. And especially Goblin when he's playing well. Like, they are very methodical. Their placement is very, very good. They're baiting for you to do something. And then you have Cola and Light, who are probably the best players in the world at pressuring. Maybe Spargo is above them. Like, not above Light, but maybe above Cola. Like, it's just absolutely unreal how quick these guys are moving at a top level constantly. And it's like, okay, you have 2 players in the world for top 10. You have that for Liquid. You have that for Moist Esports. God, I forgot the name. You have it for Moist Esports. Who could be the number 1 spot? Well, aren't you looking forward to that? Because I guess let's just do that right now. I don't know, I'm stalling. Now, the number 1 org, in my opinion, in the entire world is going to be Zeta Division. They picked up all 3 of these players at the same time, and man, what a pickup it was for them. They picked up Aquila, T, and Gact. Aquila is top 2 in the world. T is somewhere definitely in the top 10, and Gact is probably somewhere in the top 30-20 range. 20 is a little high, but in the top 30s for sure. Gact is unreal, and he's their weakest player, and it feels weird to say Gact's the weakest, because he just got a 25th at Port Priority, where he lost to MVD, which is like a pretty big upset, but MVD is amazing at that matchup, and Kabebe, who had the losers run of the tournament. Leo to C, he gets 5th place there, beating Asimo, Fatality, Gluto, Mr. R, only losing to Mute Ace and T, and then at Kagaribi, he gets 9th place there. Like, he beat Hiro at Kagaribi? I don't even know he beat Hiro. That's crazy. 9th at Meisuma as well. And then I want to look at the other Kagaribi one. 3rd at this Kagaribi, beating Dio, Shootone, Dio again, Ken, Neotono, Takara. Oh my god, he was underseeded for that. Takara round 4? That's kind of crazy. I guess it's a Kagaribi. They're kind of stacked. Only losing to Aquila and Asimo. Invitational. He didn't do amazing there, but he still got a Cosmos win, which is crazy. 9th at Double Down, beating Shogun, Jazzo, Mugen, AC, only losing to Leo and Jake. Like, Gact is absolutely unreal. In contention for the best nest in the world right now, along with Send. It's very, very tight between them. I will say Gact does have higher highs, but I would say, for the most part, it feels like Send is more consistent, but like, because this 25th, usually Send doesn't get that. We don't need to directly compare them, because the TLDR is, they are both insane. But what makes Moist Esports, or rather, not Moist, Zeta Division, so strong and the best org in the world, in my opinion, is that they have that strongest top 2. They have a really strong supporting player in Gact, because the way I've been looking at this, by the way, for the most part of this video, is like, most teams will have like a clearly strong top 2 and a really strong supporting player. Gact, I think, is the strongest supporting player out of anyone on this list, except for maybe Panda. But T and Aquila are definitely the strongest too. We have Aquila being the second best and T somewhere in that top 10 range versus like Riddles at like probably sixth best, seventh best in the world, and Light at third best in the world, so Aquila beats both of them. And then T over Dabuz and Cola, I think is something most people would agree on. I could see contention for it, but Aquila definitely second. Ludwig Invitational gets 17th, one of his only bad performances, beating Mars and Cosmos, losing to Sonics, Asimo, and Kurama. It does not have his UFA run on here for some reason, but he did win UFA. He beat Hikaru, he beat Siski, and then he beat I think it was Mr. R as well for his super notable wins. Probably one more that I'm forgetting, but those are some of the people that he beat. Leo to C, he took that, beating Cosmos twice. Beat Ace, Man, Gact, Bloom Forever, Fatality, losing to Orion early on, and then losing to Cosmos early on in the bracket as well. Wanted, he gets third place, beating Riddles, Osimo, Base Mage, Mr. R, Super Semi, Strix, losing to Siski and Shootone. Double down in third place. Dabuz, Cola, Sonics, Cosmos, Goblin, Skyj, like Kazuma, like losing to Leo twice, and then Crown, he gets first place winning there, losing to the Buzz in winners, but then beating the Buzz twice in the runback. Shoe Tony gets a win on Ken, Goblin again, Klaatu, like, oh my god, like T is just so good. Second at Battle BC, I'm just remembering these runs. He beat Ouch, he beat Gluto, he beat MVD, he beat Tilde, he beat Spam Cop, only losing to the person that won that, Ken, twice in a row. T is just absolutely unreal. And T is like, okay, this should be your hallmark player. This should be like your GOAT of your region because he's top 10, or not your region, but the GOAT of your org because he's top 10. He's crazy. But then Zeta Division said, actually, we're also going to get the second best player in the world in Aquila. Aquila is the most consistent player in the world because, I mean, look at this. He has never placed worse than fourth at a tournament ever, and Leo has done that, like, probably twice, so that means he's more consistent. But number 2 in the world right now, strongly, with an insane amount of wins. He is 6-4 versus Yoshidora, 6-0 on Kome, 5-0 on Asimo, 4-0 on Riddles, 3-1 on Momon. I'm not sure. Is that Jogamo? Or Jogaboo? I assume that's Jogaboo. 2-2 on Alice. This is the only other person besides Yoshido that gives him trouble, and obviously Leo. 3-0 on Onin. 3-0 on Shiryuki. 3-0 on Sumo Suto. Like, Onin, Aquila. God, the words are fumbling today. Aquila is just absolutely unreal. He has wins at Invitational. Suma and Bato. He won this one. He won the Meisuma. He won 2 Meisumas, I believe, or 3, honestly. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. He won 3 Meisumas. He won a Kagaribi. He got second at Ludwig Smash Invitational, the most stacked tournament of all time, beating Quandale, Chag, Dabuz, Light, Riddles, Onin, Spargo, Kurama. Stocks are going up. Lesser Guzami. He won the whole thing despite getting upset by Mutis early on. He beats Jen, Tweak, Zombo, Riddles, gets the run back on Mutis, and then bodies Onin, who is like top 5 in the world. Aquila is just absolutely unreal, and that trio of Aquila, T, Gact, I think makes Zeta Division the strongest org in the world, and I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If there's an org that I just straight up forgot to mention, please let me know down below. Like, I didn't know as much about the EU orgs, but there might have been a really strong one I mentioned or I forgot about there. Maybe there's some secret players on the 2-man org I just didn't know about, but I think for the most part, this is my top 5. Free agent definitely could have been there, but I just didn't want to consider it again because it's kind of lame. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. If the order is wrong for you, please let me know down below. The discussions are always great. Thank you guys for support. It means the world to me. We've come, like, looking back at that video 5 months ago, it is like, we've come so far, and I think seeing that growth is just really, really cool. So yeah, thank you guys for the support. Video IDs are great because, as you can see, I'm not recycling per se. We'll just say updating for now. But, like, it's, you know what I mean? Video IDs are always appreciated, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.